You're sitting in a sun-dappled room with Gary Zukav and Linda Francis, the gentle hum of a Seattle morning outside. They ask a quiet question: when was the last time you truly felt your feelings, not just thought about them? That moment, simple yet profound, is the doorway. What if understanding your emotions could unlock a new kind of power, the kind that transforms your life, your soul, your very being? But how do you cross that bridge from head to heart? Let's find out. Zukav throws down a bold challenge: your mind's maps aren't enough. But what if your heart could lead the way? Here's the secret pathway most of us ignore. In a small Seattle workshop, a man named Michael sat stiffly, convinced that emotions were distractions. But when Linda guided him through sensing his feelings deeply, Michael described how years of intellectual overwhelm melted, revealing clarity he'd never imagined. That moment's not just therapy, it's a revolution. Think of your heart as a compass needle that doesn't point north, but toward your deepest truth. Just like a weather vane turns with the wind, your emotions shift to guide your spiritual path, signaling when you're aligned or wildly off course. The payoff: authentic power, isn't about dominance or control. It's about feeling your emotions honestly and letting that awareness fuel choices that make your life an expression of your soul. As Zukav writes, this power liberates you from chaos into harmony. But don't worry, Zukav and Francis aren't just preaching, they hand you tools. You'll learn to tune into emotions like an instrument, catching patterns that shape your spiritual growth. Linda shares a story about Mary, a woman stuck in frustration at work. Simply naming her emotions, anger, disappointment, hope, broke the invisible ice. Naming tears transforms chaos into clarity, like labeling bottles in a lab so you know exactly what's inside. Imagine emotions as waves on a beach, sometimes small ripples, sometimes roaring walls of water. Each wave builds upon the last, forming a layered landscape inside. Recognizing these layers lets you surf rather than be crushed, riding toward emotional mastery. Energy is the invisible currency behind feelings. When you notice how your energy shifts, tight muscles, sudden heat, breath deepening, you gain the power to choose your next move. It's like catching a gust of wind in a sailboat. With awareness, you steer, you don't just drift. Finally, they reveal what all this emotional work unlocks: authentic power. But what's that really mean, and why does it matter? The answer goes way beyond self-help buzzwords. Gary tells of an old man in a New Mexico village who'd lost all his worldly possessions yet radiated calm and joy. His secret: true power wasn't about controlling others or circumstances. It was living aligned with the soul's truth, embracing vulnerability as strength, not weakness. Emotions aren't just reactions, they're the fuel for spiritual transformation. Like fire turning raw ore into pure metal, guided feelings forge a stronger, wiser self. Ignoring emotions leaves you brittle. Welcoming them is alchemy. The ultimate breakthrough is emotional sovereignty. You own your feelings without being owned by them. You become your own calm in the storm, free from past pain, free to create a life fully in tune with your soul's deepest purpose. Remember Michael in Seattle? That shift from stiff skepticism to heart-awakened clarity wasn't just a moment, it's your invitation. Start small, pause, sense, name what you're feeling right now. That tiny leap from head to heart is the longest, most rewarding journey you'll ever take. Try it next time your mind races. Feel first, then think. You might just find a new kind of power waiting. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.